Hey guys, I started recording a video because today I went outside and I had come up with a new possible social strategy in order to at least come out in the best possible way, which is really just having like a neutral or positive social outcome. That's really the best you can hope for regularly, is just neutral. And I realized something that walking. And when I say this, I mean like walking on your two legs, like a normgroid does. That is actually what's harming, at least me in social context, like standing and walking normally. So today, when I went to the gas station, I was just like, yeah, I'll go top of my car, maybe go get me like a root beer or a monster, whatever. So I pull up to the gas station and I get out my car and I'm like, I look around. I kind of walk autistically, almost. I kind of walk almost like the balls of my feet. You know, like my heels they touch the ground, but not as often as you can say probably the average person. I don't have like ballerina feet or nothing like that though. But I'll step on balls of my feet first, then my heel. Anyways, I realized I'm like me walking like this is probably contributing to the uh, social disenfranchisement I endure. So I was like, well, I have to walk in a manner that's maybe more normal, but isn't, but also mogs at the same time. I realized you shouldn't be walking at all. So when I was at the gas station and I go to pump gas in my car, I come out my car and I just army crawl on the ground. Now, army crawl, you know, to the side of my car, and I can't really reach the gas nozzle laying on the ground, so I just kind of just stood on my knees, pumped fuel into the car that way with my card, fill the car up with gas, and I decide that I want to go in the store and get me a drink. So I proceed to army crawl about 30 feet to the front door. All right. Thankfully, there was a kind, colored gentleman to open the door for me. He didn't say a word. There was two other people in there and they all got out of my way. Like not a word was spoken. Nobody said, "Hey, Celtic Cat, what are you doing?" or like, "Hey man, what you doing, man? This cracker crazy." None of that was said. And then you had the Latinx foot counter and she looked at me in terror, in shock because they had never really seen somebody. You put a bigger claim uh, in your immediate vicinity just doing that. All right, like people want to get away because they're scared that you're like going to grab their ankles or something. And you actually claim a bigger like surface area of the ground around you too. So you hog up more space, thus depriving these goyim of their freedom of movement within an area. You you become more of an area denial tool when you engage in army crawling and like standing on your knees just because you take up more area. And maybe you could say this is plus if you're morbidly obese, but frankly, you should like be anorexic, the mog physiognomy wise, because the average state of the normgroid is morbid obesity. I'm talking like I look at the numbers for like you can type in like the average height and weight of a person in the U.S. and it'll say for men, I think it's something like 5'10" average height, and then the average weight's like what, like 250 pounds, something like that. I want to bet, at least in my area, it's probably 350 pounds for the average man, and the average Floyd is probably around 260, 270. And of course, you got like this. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't look anorexic at all, but people in my area, when you're at a healthy weight, people just talk about you like you're a Holocaust survivor. Like, you have that physiognomy. Like, you've been in Auschwitz and the alleged things that occurred there were happening to you. That's how you look. Anyways, back to the point. Like, when you just crawl on the ground, like I just say army crawl because that's what most people call it. You're being like this area of effect denial tool. You are frankly, you're exerting your will more effectively because nobody got in my way. Everybody stepped out of my way when I was engaging in this sort of behavior. I might have to go make a field report of like army crawling to young Floyds if I can find one. I haven't seen uh, woman period of any race, not counting maybe like the odd child here or there. Um, I haven't seen a woman between the ages of 18 and 30 in about 4 months. Pretty soon here will probably be about 5 months. So if I ever encounter one, I'm going to exercise the army crawlmaxxing, depending if you prefer the English or not, and get a field report back to you guys on what kind of IOIs I get. But yeah, I think from the future here, if I go to any sort of social setting, I'm not walking, I'm crawling on the ground. And I guess maybe if anybody ever asks you what you're doing, which is highly unlikely, you're more likely to get struck by lightning than somebody to ask you what you're doing this, if we're honest. Just don't say nothing, just keep crawling. It's not like anybody's going to get in your way. But yeah, guys, this is all I really have to report on from my excursions into the field. You shouldn't be walking, you should be crawling on the ground. Like you're sneaking up on prey, you know. And it's also good exercise. And, if you're kind of out of shape and can't do it for long, I guess be on your hands and knees would suffice okay, but that's kind of Anatolian and like frankly zesty to be crawling your hands and knees. You should just be army crawling the ground. Just go flat, dude, like a snake and slither. But yeah, guys, that's about it. I'll see you later.